Hey guys, I know it seems like I've been covering nothing but the NFL for a while. It seemed like if I wasn't talking about Reid and domestic abuse, I was talking about Adrian Peterson and child abuse. Well, I got another story for you. This one is another running back in the NFL. His name is Jonathan Dwyer. And he has just been charged with aggravated assault and trying to prevent somebody from dialing 911. I guess he was like, if you pick that phone up, and apparently he did it with a child present. So not only is he beating up on his girl or his wife, he's also abusing his child emotionally by witnessing this whole thing. And I'm saying, come on guys, what's going on with the NFL? Who did the NFL piss off? I'm serious. Who did they piss off in the powers that be? Did that have something to do with Michael Sam? They wouldn't let Michael Sam play, and now it's like, time to bring you down. Time to bring the NFL down. I mean, every channel you look, there was a pundit, particularly liberal pundits, with something to say bad about the NFL. And no one countered them. No one had anything to say. It was just bash, bash, bash.
But that, of course, is not the end of it, because today TMZ somehow obtained and then published a second tape of this beating at that Atlantic City hotel.
Anybody other than me wondering why TMZ is breaking stories of national significance? I mean, come on, if it's not a sex tape, why would TMZ be interested? Doesn't seem a little fishy to you guys that they're all of a sudden in the real news business? Unless this isn't real news.
Because now you have a precedent that 2 games is the bar now for knocking out a woman.
Right, and this shows that the NFL simply does not care about women. Now, it cares if you smoke weed, it cares if you use steroids, but it doesn't care about you knocking a woman completely out.
Dude sound like he just want to be on TV. Listen, man, the police, law enforcement, they gave Ray Rice a slap on the wrist. So now you're saying that the NFL should hold Ray Rice to a higher standard than the law. What sense does that make? I know you want to wear your nice suit, but come on. NFL, now you expect more punishment from a company than you do from the people who press charges, who actually lock people up. I'm not following it. Anybody else seeing the hypocrisy in this besides me?
We've got absolute evidence right here when we look at this video that there are still people who pummel their wives and others who think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I'm with you, Michelle. You're right. We're not making domestic violence a priority issue that we look at. But what does that have to do with the NFL? We're not looking at it as a country. Fact. Number of U.S. troops killed in Afghanistan and Iraq, 6,614. Number of women in the same period killed as a result of domestic violence in the U.S., 11,766. Now, I can bet you, definitely, all the money I have in my pocket, which isn't a lot, but it's something. I really need my money. I can bet you that those 11,766 domestic violence deaths did not happen in the NFL. They happened in the United States amongst regular people. Why are you picking on the NFL about it?
There is much to continue to ask about the malfeasance of Goodell, Security Vice President Miller, and the others at the NFL. But right now, accept the possibility that Janae Rice wrote that as a component or a result in some way of the entire heartbreaking, labyrinthic pathology of domestic abuse.
Oberman, what are you talking about? This guy just loved to hear his voice. Remind me of somebody I know. But no, man, why use a $6 word when a $2 word will do? Goodness gracious. Look, here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen, my people. Look, domestic violence is not perpetrated mostly by NFL football players. You would think it was, wouldn't you? I mean, the way they're going on and on and on, it's like you think that all NFL players are the ones committing it. Actuality, there's some people in the NBA committing it. Some folks in Major League Baseball, some folks in the NHL. But you know what's even more astonishing? They're not even in the same realm of the #1 profession where domestic violent offenders reside. Guess what that is? Police force. Why aren't we talking about domestic violence in the perspective of cops? Because that's where most of them actually work, not in the NFL. See, folks, that's why I think there's a conspiracy, for lack of a better term, man. Something's going on. Now, look, I do not support, endorse, apply domestic violence, not at all. All of a sudden, everyone's talking about domestic violence in the NFL as if this is some new phenomenon, as if NFL is like the most egregious domestic violence training ground for people, when it isn't. No, the police academy is. But no one reports that, and not only does no one report it, no one refutes what is said by mainstream media about the NFL. I'm not saying the NFL shouldn't punish offenders. I'm saying law enforcement should publish offenders too. So there's been a lot of pressure applied to them to get Adrian Peterson punished, right? A lot of pressure applied to get Ray Rice punished, right? And I'm sure it's going to be the same thing with this guy, Jonathan Dwyer. But why? Hey, look, I just asked the questions. We'll answer them together. I just see something funny, folks. If I smell shit, I'm going to tell somebody to get a dustpan and a broom. That's my job. We're going to clean it up together. I'm Tim Black. Let me know in the comment section. Something is going on, folks. I just feel it. Something's, I got a strange feeling. Strange feeling. Somebody's playing us.